Hey guys, we are now live. Now, if I look like radioactive Jawa right now, it's because it's damn cold in the studio. It is around about 6 o'clock in the morning. In fact, it is actually 6 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't really sleep, so because it was so damn cold. So I've got the heater cranking. As you can see, I've got a dog pyramid over there. But let's get to it anyway. I'm still half asleep. I've caffeinated myself, but let's get into it now. I'm just gonna quickly jump in here and bring up the chat. Hello to everyone who's joined us right now. I'll just read this one out really quick. Alfred says, hope you get some sleep after this. That just doesn't happen, dude. Once I'm awake, I am 100% awake. I've been awake for the last half an hour just getting ready for the stream. It just doesn't happen. Once I'm awake, yeah, it never happens. In fact, once we're done with this, I'm going to go straight and get my son up because he's going to wake up anywhere between an hour and 90 minutes. Now, I'm just going to answer this right away because I want to talk about a couple of movies that I watched this week, as well as what Shane Reuter just said. He said, what did you think of the Flash season premiere Tuesday? So let's get this out of the way right away. The Flash season premiere I thought was actually pretty good. It was what I expected. I thought they'd come out strong, and I'm really glad that it didn't start the way season 4 was. Because season 4, Barry came out of the Speed Force and he was, crazy and talking gibberish, which they've never actually addressed in the show really that season at all. So it was good just to see something that was completely streamlined, and it was, sorry, Adria Kessler says, look at the dog. Yeah. So let's get back to that. So I thought it was a good episode. They really clamped down on just how much hamminess there was. Ralph's whole time travel revelation I thought was really well handled. The suit reveal coming out of the ring. Like, while I thought it was cool, at the same time, in my head, when it sort of popped out, I immediately thought that the sound effect just sort of... Because you saw the way it just sort of furrowed out, which was insane, because it just sort of, it pops out. It doesn't, I always thought it'd come out a little bit more, I don't know, lightning-y, but I'm still trying to figure out how the hell they actually get that thing back in there. But I thought the plane sequence was fantastic. I'm still not completely sold on the new suit. It still looks weird to me. But I like the revelation that... Now, spoilers if you haven't seen it. I like the revelation that Barry never met his daughter. And I like the whole dynamic of what's going on there. That she's essentially just come back to see her and meet her father. Which is, I think that's a really cool thing that they're going to explore in Season 5. The relationship that they'll develop between his daughter that's never met him and Barry himself. So I think that's a really cool avenue that they've gone down. And look, I'm not sold on the villain. We only saw him in one scene. I'm glad they kind of got him out of the way and introduced him. And yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed the season premiere, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it. Now, let's just go ahead and address, if you're looking in the chat right now, guys, and you see someone with a green name that and a little grand head next to him, that is actually Max Parker. He has joined up, and he is one of the Film Learnin Elite. He's actually used a couple of the custom emojis, one being the Hulk emoji. So, thank you very much for joining up, Max. Now, I'm just going to start reading a couple of these things. because there is a whole lot of chat happening here. In fact, what I might do is I'm just going to pop over here and... Oh, okay. For some reason the chat stream's not actually showing up. Bugger. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to pop over, and I just want to talk about a couple of movies that I saw this week. One being, I rewatched Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I liked just as much as Ant-Man, and thought it was a really fun time. You know, one thing there's a couple of problems I did have with Ant-Man and the Wasp. Although I think it's a lot of fun, I think the whole side plot with Walton Goggins' character, you know, the Southern gentleman, I thought if you cut that out of the movie, you know, it wouldn't have affected it any way, shape, or form. It was just, it felt like padding, but more, yeah. Essentially, I think you could have cut 20 minutes out of that movie, but I get why they put that in there, because it gave them some sort of reason to deviate from the main plot. I mean, it's essentially just a throwaway subplot. I do like the whole truth serum scene. I thought that was hilarious. But anytime Michael Peña's on screen, I think that guy is absolute magic. Now, another movie I did see was Solo. I was criminally underwhelmed by Solo. For starters, all the scenes that's in the start that were dark, they were so dark you could barely see what was going on. I started to turn the brightness up on my TV, and it was just so muddy. That's the entire movie just about. Apart from that scene where they were doing the first heist in the snow, the entire movie is just murky. Like, I don't know who color corrected it and who lit this movie, but it's so drab and dull. Now, guys, I'm just going to pop out the chat window as well, if I can. There we go. That way I can actually talk to you and see the chat window at the same time. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I did enjoy the interplay of Lando and Solo and the rest of the team, but one thing I do want to address is the fact that Han Solo in this movie was the most boring character in the entire movie. He was just so damn bland. And that's Dexter making a noise over there. Yeah, this was the first Star Wars movie that I thought, I don't really need to see this. So yeah, it was just, I think they would have been way better served by, instead of filming the movie, you know, 3/4 again with Ron Howard, rather than sticking. I thought they should have stuck with the original directors, but I'm not Kathleen Kennedy and Lawrence Kasdan. They would have been better served devoting that budget to getting Harrison Ford and de-aging him for the entire movie, like they've done with Samuel L. Jackson and Captain Marvel. That's just my opinion on that. Spend the money, get Harrison Ford in the role, and de-age him. They would have easily made their money back then, but no. That's not what they did. Now, the other movie I just want to see... Now, I will address everyone in the chat. I just want to get through one more... Actually, no. Let's talk to the chat. Now, I'm just going to scroll up a little bit, guys. Alright, Pixo Vlogs. I'm shouting you out now, okay? Hi. Now, someone's... let's see... Oh... Dude, I'm going to just completely butcher that name, so I'm just going to say hi. And yes, we are going to work on some Venom effects soon. I've still got to see the movie. I've seen a bunch of the trailers, and I am talking to a nice fella on on Instagram that has built a really cool model. I mean, I've obviously got that model that I found on YouTube, but his is all rigged in the face, and hopefully we can collaborate together, and that's something that I can actually give out to you guys. But I am working on that. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, Jinx PTV has said, hey, can you do an Iron Man nanite transformation? That is something that I'm not sure about. I don't know how easily I'll be able to do that. That'll be able to translate from, say, Cinema 4D to After Effects. I think I'd probably have to use the full version of Cinema 4D, which kind of cancels out a lot of people that don't have that. So I'm not sure whether I will do that. If I can find a way to do it, it's going to require quite a bit of research and development. So it'll be something that takes a little while to do. Now, I've got a lot of people saying, what do I think about Venom? I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping to see it. But I do want to talk about something, a movie that is pretty much Venom on a much lower budget. And that's the movie I saw yesterday, which was Upgrade. Now, I don't know if anyone has seen this in the chat, but this movie was friggin' awesome. It's essentially about a guy that gets paralyzed, and they put an AI in his neck, which can control his actions and all this sort of stuff. It's essentially, the guy has the voice of the AI in his head, and no one else can see it or hear it. And essentially, he gives this this AI permission on taking over his body. And the cinematography in the fight scenes was just amazing. And this was actually directed and written by Lee Wanell, who was the writer of Saw, Saw 3, I think a few of the Conjuring movies. But it's funny enough, when I was a teenager, Lee Wanell was on a show called Recovery, and he was actually the movie reviewer then. So that's where I know Lee Wanell from my childhood, when he was just he'd just come out of university, and yeah, he was just the movie reviewer on this kids show I used to watch. But yeah, if you can check out Upgrade just on stream or digital download or whatever, please check it out. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's just balls to the wall crazy, and it's really super violent in a lot of spots. Now, I'm just going to go and check the chat now. Now, Sammy Films keeps saying shout out, so there you go. Now, the reason I talked about Venom and Upgrade, because they're essentially they've got the same sort of plot thread, I suppose, as far as, you know, the protagonist is walking around with a voice in his head, and he's the only one that can hear it, and at some points that voice takes over his body. I just feel like maybe Upgrade has done that better than Venom, but I'm loosely basing that on the reviews. So let's just have a look. Senior Supreme says, can you do the Ant-Man and the Wasp Hello Kitty Pez effect? While I can't do the Hello Kitty Pez effect, I can do a Pez effect. In fact, this bad boy got stuck. Hey, check this out, check this out.
Well, that's a nice feature.
I'm just going to put that back. Hey, there he is. Old Red Alert, there's always. Hey, buddy. Yes, that's actually a Pez dispenser that holds entire packets of Pez. I've got a Homer Simpson one over there as well. Senior Supreme says, Grant, you have so many props, you have no idea, dude. I have drawers and drawers of them. Absolutely tons of them. Sorry, guys. I'm just strolling through the chat trying to find stuff. Amir Asari says it's 12:43 a.m. in India and I'm watching you. Dude, go to bed. Okay? I'm not that entertaining. Just go to bed. Wolverine says Venom was so much better than the reviews say. I really hope that is the case, dude. Because I'm at this point I'm going in there with pretty low expectations. But the last time I went into a movie with low expectations was the first Ninja Turtles movie, and I came out actually enjoying that the first time I saw it. Upon subsequent viewings, I hate that movie, but I did enjoy that when I went to the movies. Pixo Vlog says, can you link your Instagram, please? My Instagram is just at Lone Archer Films. So, actually, no, I think it's at Film Learnin. Filmform Studios says, hey Grant, would you ever do a Mr. Fantastic effect? If I could find a way to do that easily, I would do it. It's just, it's essentially just a 3D body double, and you've just got to integrate your actual head onto it and do a lot of stretching stuff. I don't know how I'd accomplish that and teach it at the same time. There's some of these effects where I think I could actually do that, but then reverse engineering it to a tutorial, that's where it gets a little bit dicey. Because when something's that complex, it's really hard to teach. So I'm not sure whether I'll do that or not. I hope I will, but I don't know. At this point, it's tough because, yeah, time-wise, I just don't know how I'd accomplish it, because I don't have a lot of time. That's one of the reasons why I've started the whole YouTube sponsorship thing, because that will allow me to, say, put my son in childcare, so I'd actually have a full day to actually devote to Film Learning, even if I had a couple of days a week where I could put him in childcare. That way I could just sit here and just work on Film Learning full time. But that's a pie in the sky sort of thing at the moment. We'll just see how the sponsorship thing goes. Technical Sword says, here is night, I am going to sleep. Good. Go to sleep. It's a good idea. Sleep is good. I wish I was asleep right now. No, I don't. I'm hanging out with you guys. Madison Fox says, Shazam effect. Yes, I've actually started on the Shazam effect. I've just got to actually shoot the two different shots. The Shazam effect is really, really easy, believe it or not. It's essentially just two shots, and you're using a bit of lightning and a little bit of a flash on screen. And yeah, it's as easy as that. It's one frame of white that just meshes two shots together, really. Legends Universe with a super chat there. He says, I have an offer, but you haven't replied to my email. I'm super sorry about that, dude. I get that many emails that I think I might have just lost it in the shuffle. If you resend that email today, I will reply to it. So yeah, once again, sorry about that. I just get way too many emails, so it's hard to get through them all. Now, if you are going to send me an email that's like a business one, just send it to thelonearcherfilms@gmail.com. I get a lot less emails through there. I still get a lot, but yeah. Now, I've had a few people ask for a Captain Marvel title effect. That title effect is really, really complicated at the start, so I'd have to figure out how they've actually done that first. It's one of those ones where it's going to take me a couple of weeks to build. So I don't know. Would you guys prefer a title template, or would you prefer me to keep working on actual effects? I think I know the response already. A lot of people don't watch the title templates. So yeah. What else we got? Yeah, actual effects, yeah. I figured that. And Zealous TV says title is boring. I have noticed that the views do drop for the title templates. I like doing them every now and then, but sometimes when I work on a really complex one, they just don't get views. Probably the most viewed one is the Marvel one, and that took well over a month to build. Where is Action Jackson and Doe? Bella the cat says. It's Doug. He's here. It's D-O-G. D-O-U-G. God, I can't even spell. Shuzi asks, can you do a Killer Frost freeze effect, like freezing a person or an object? I am working on that. I'm trying to do some better fluid and smoke sims to do the, the whole, the dry ice sort of effect on the hands. I haven't been able to sort of nail that yet. As soon as I do, I'll post that up. Hey, Scott Leeson Films. How you doing, Scotty? I have not seen you in a dog's age, boy. Yes, it does say hanging out. I probably should have changed the title of that. Samuel Collins Monster Movies has asked, have you ever used Blender? I have opened up Blender, and then I went, what the hell is this user interface? And then I quickly closed it down, and then went and crapped my pants. Essentially. It's a hell of a lot different to Cinema 4D and, I suppose, 3ds Max. And Todd Jason Film says she can change the way Blender looks. Yes, yeah. It just, Blender has a learning curve. I probably need to just devote some time to learning it. But when you, Tobias on Surface Studio actually brought up a really good point in one of his videos when he did like a channel update. And he said, it's hard to progress as far as creating your visual effects is concerned when you're devoting a decent chunk of your time to creating a tutorial show, because you're developing effects every single week, and it's really hard to get better, because in order to get better, you've really got to study and work in the program space and just go, okay, I want to learn how to do this, and then you've got to devote the time to actually learning that. And at the moment, because I'm producing a weekly tutorial show, that eats up a hell of a lot of my time. So learning how to do new things and new plugins, it's really kind of limited. So the chat is completely getting away from me here. Sorry guys, I'm just... what else have we got? A Snapshot says, shout out please. Hey dude. Thoughts on the latest Flash episode? We talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream. I thought it was a good start to the season. I'm fingers crossed for the rest of the season. I really hope that they don't send Nora back too quickly, and like they actually have an arc, because the Flash tends to resolve things way too quickly. Flashpoint. Sorry about that. Frog in my throat. Oh, what else? Grant, when you do a Spider-Man eye mover effect, essentially I'd have to do a full head replacement if I was going to do that effect, and I'd have to rig the head and the eyes. So if I get the opportunity to build that out, I will do it. You know, one thing I do like about the Flash season 5 is that Nora doesn't like Iris. I mean, clearly she has some resentment towards her because, but I do enjoy that. Scott Leeson says, what do you think of the new Adobe updates? I've really got to look into it, because I've got CC sitting there saying that it has updates, and I haven't updated it yet. Madison Fox says, is the Star-Lord of helmet effect going to happen? Yes, it is. I've just got to devote the time to finishing it. Now, Someone said, where are your dogs? Let me just... Hang on. I'm just going to pop back to the first screen. Right there. That's 3 dogs right there. Peg, Don, April. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to bring up the chat again. Oh, what have I done? Ugh. Dr. Snipe says, do you want to get Iris out of the Flash because she's so irrelevant? I don't think at this point they can get rid of Iris. I just don't think it's going to happen. If they were going to do it, they would have done it already. I know she doesn't have a lot to do. I always thought that they could always just put Iris back into being a reporter. But for whatever reason, they've made her a part of Team Flash. And it doesn't really work. But there's nothing they can do about it at this point. They've made that commitment. Jonathan Edward says something about Film Learnin season finale is getting cancelled. Wolverine, Star-Lord. What's next? Of course, the Hulk effect. That's next. Why don't I just say that'll be the season finale? That way it'll never happen. Noiser says, can you make a new lightsaber tutorial? In the movies, they added a CG blade in the middle of the real hilt, then painted out the stunt blade, then added motion blur to the CG blade. Was that in the special features for, like, The Last Jedi? Maybe I could do something like that. Sorry, MonkeyBit says, will you do an excess lighting effect? I still don't know what that means, dude. I mean, I watched the Flash season premiere. I still don't know what that means. Buzzy Boy says, please do more skits. They're so funny. The reason I haven't done much in the way of skits where I'm just doing the today on Film Learnin we're doing this is because I really didn't have the time to shoot a skit. That whenever I do one of those ones where it says today on Film Learnin we're doing this and I just sort of present the effect, that's when I've gone, okay, I have no free time whatsoever, so I'll just say that. Oh, XS. I thought her name was X. Sorry, I'm just going to type that in the chat. I thought that's what her name was, XS. Sorry, I'm not as shway as the young folks say. God, how bad was that when she said... When Iris said that shway thing, I think I cringed up into a tiny little ball and just rolled down the hill like a friggin' tumbleweed. Like, as soon as she said shway, I was just like... I immediately went back to Wayne's World. It was like, swing, and I'm just like, that was so bad. Oh, yeah, don't start saying the shway thing. Oh. Alright, I'm going to take this off, because, like I said, I look like a radioactive Jawa. Yeah, apart from that shway thing, and, like, her narration at the end where she's like, shway, I just... I'm so glad that that's probably not going to be a part of the rest of the season. If she keeps saying shway, that's like the We Are the Flash of this season. Dr. Snipe says, what were your thoughts on the last season of The Flash? I think they could have done way better. I totally agree. It was just... So, yeah. I think that season, I don't think they knew how to really finish it. I think they had a rough idea of what the Thinker's plan was, and then they just sort of... They cocked it up. Let's just say they cocked it up. It was just padded and awful that season. Danny, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, so I'm just going to highlight it there. I'll have to check out your channel. And I'll check out some Venom effects that you've done. You know, I don't know if I can click on it. No, I can't. So I can't go straight to your channel right now. Yes, the best thing to come out of Season 4 was Ralph. Although Ralph was annoying in some spots. His whole arc with Caitlyn, I was not a fan of. And and also at the start, Ralph really came off as a discount Jim Carrey. Alex Mobley says, would it be possible to do a Mr. Fantastic effect using a green screen, the puppet tool, and After Effects? If you want the effect to look really, really fake and bad, yes. Because the puppet tool, while good, it doesn't look great when you manipulate an actual person, because the moment you start stretching that, you're going to be stretching the pixels, and it's sort of like overusing the liquefy tool. It just looks bad the moment the effect just breaks almost immediately. You kind of have to use a 3D stunt double and replace limbs if you're going to do any sort of stretching effect. Adria Kessler says, I really have to go, but I'm enjoying being on this live stream. You have a wonderful day too. Joachim Rostad said, please more CGI effects. Everything we do on Film Learnin is essentially CGI. So, yeah. No worries at all, Danny. Thank you, son. Bike Me Vi says, notice me, senpai. God, I wish I knew what that was actually from. I know it's a meme, but I don't know what it's from. I'm too old. In fact, in 11 days, I'm turning 38. Aswin Radcliffe says, is this your studio? Yes, it is. My house is... It's probably about 20 meters away from the studio. This is just in my backyard. So if I grab the camera really quick. So there's just my prop shelf and all this other crap around here. Sorry, I'm just going to grab that. So here's a quick tour. You can see I've just used Doug in that YouTube sponsorship ad, so he's hanging out on that chair. I've got my Stairmaster in the corner there for when I'm rendering and I need to do some sort of exercise. There's the actual set that I film on over here. There's my Pac-Man slippers. That's the box over there the YouTube play button came in. Essentially, this is my lighting setup for Film Learnin. I've got one light over there. I've got one light over here. That's my aperture panel light. And then I have a final light over there. And there's my microphone. And there's the green screen over there in the corner. And there's all the sound foam that's on the roof. Because this place is super, super echoey. If I didn't have that, you would be insanely annoyed by the amount of echo in my room. It'd be like a freaking Deji video. We'd be like, what's up, guys? Okay, that is... yeah. Okay. HK Production says it would be sweet. Thank you. I shouldn't have said that I hated that. If you did a Kingsman umbrella effect, I'm not entirely sure how to go about doing that. I'd have to think about that one. Oh, by the way, I really, really hated that second Kingsman movie. Thought it was terrible. JPL Gaming said, where did you buy the arcade machine? My wife found that from a guy on Facebook who lived probably about 20 minutes away. So I decked it out with the Film Learnin banner up the top there. And yeah, it was all pre-installed. It's just got a really crappy Dell computer inside of it. And I just installed some more games on it. Because for some reason, the guy said, it can also be a jukebox. So it had thousands and thousands of games on it. And he said, yeah, it can also be a jukebox. He goes, I can put that on there for you if you like. And I'm like, great. And then when he delivered it, I turned it on and there weren't any games on it. He goes, but you wanted the jukebox. So he got rid of all the games and then he turned it into a jukebox. So I had to reinstall the emulators and all the games on it. It's just like, why? You didn't say that that would get rid of the games. Okay, I'm just going to go back to... Oh, God. Does it actually say... It says Film Learnin. Oh, God. Alright. I'm going to go back to the live dashboard, and I'm going to change that right now. I forgot that I... There. That's changed now. I've fixed that. Although it's probably not going to show up until it goes on the archive. Sorry, there's a lot of people in this chat. Who's the one douche to dislike the stream? Who cares? There's always someone that's going to dislike any video you make. I think I may have 1 or 2 videos that aren't disliked at all, but that's just one of those things in life, guys. Someone always is going to dislike something. No matter what you do, you just can't let the dislikes ever bother you. Now, Todd Jason Film says, hey Grant, I'm curious in seeing what Blender can do regardless of the UI. I'm making a Jurassic Park fan film with Blender CGI in there. Awesome. I'd be happy to see some bleh, can't talk. I'd be happy to see some dinosaur effects in Blender. I mean, I've got some pretty decent dinosaur models in Cinema 4D. But I'd be excited to see some in Blender. I've seen some really cool stuff in Blender and some really cool stuff in Houdini. It's just, yeah, actually trying to find the time to learn how to use them. It's just really hard. Can you do maybe a trailer tutorial with Audition? Now, what do you mean by trailer tutorial? Just how to do like a trailer voice? Madison Fox asks, are you ever going to make Cinema 4D tutorials? Now, I'm guessing you're talking about like a masterclass series on Cinema 4D, like doing the basics. I suppose I could do something like that. Sorry for the slight bit of silence, guys, but there's a lot of stuff to go through. Solomon Barr says, just want to thank you for helping with the CGI, mate. Thank you very much. Always happy to help. Zeman Swift says, I've asked that so many times. I'm guessing he's referring to the Cinema 4D stuff. Damn Son said, what do you think about Logan Paul versus KSI? Never watched it. Don't care. Really don't care. I did watch a bit of the Shane Dawson documentary on Jake Paul. But, oh man, it is so hard to watch Jake Paul talk because he says like so many times. And I cannot stand people that say like that many times. It just bothers me no end. And he says like 3 times a sentence. Oh, what chef? Chris George is in the house. Hey Chris, how's it going? Guys, if you ever want to check out a funny VFX packed cooking channel, check out What Chef. I love his content. And I would promote him day and night if I could. Samuel Collins is still saying shui. And now Danny's saying shui. It's so shui. Oh. What PC am I on? I've got a video. Oh, it's... I've got a video talking about the new PC specs. Oh, I think I posted it a few months ago now. It's just a custom-built Windows 10 PC. I didn't build it. I ordered it built. I picked out some of the parts. Sometimes it works great, but one thing I have noticed is that when I'm rendering out an episode or a video in Premiere Pro, this thing slows down everything. And yeah, I've never seen that happen before. You know, Fam Hoekstra says, can you maybe do a tutorial live stream once? Sure. I think it'd have to be something pretty easy and not something too complex. Snapshot says, try to say what? I'm going to say Shunin? Revelation Luke says, Grant, when the person wins the Film Learnin competition, do they get a signed certificate with your autograph? That's a good question. Everyone who enters gets a certificate of awesome, which does have my signature on it. So I guess the answer is yes. Chris BB says, Shui is from Batman Beyond, so it's a hat tip to that. I've never seen Batman Beyond. My Batman animated experience ended with the Batman animated series, which, by the way, is one of the greatest cartoons of all time. I am not dropping a Shui in the next Film Learnin. I know you're going to bug the crap out of me in the next episode. Can you make a Thor entry scene tutorial? I'm guessing that's the Thor entry from Infinity War. Now, I've already done a Bifrost exit, so it'd essentially be that in reverse. HK says pizza or burger. I'm going to go with burger, because you get a lot of... I mean, pizza and burgers are hard, because you get a lot of mediocre pizzas and you get a lot of mediocre burgers. But I think it's easier to get a great burger than it is to get a great pizza. I'm just going to point this one out because it's just hilarious. Bike Me Vay says, I know this is a shameless plug, but I can bark like a dog really good. I made a few videos where I confused some dogs in my channel. You know what confuses dogs as well? That Chewbacca helmet that I have. You know, the one that talks when you go... Hmm. By the way, that was another scene in Solo that I hated. When, yeah, Han was speaking Wookiee. That was bloody terrible. Please do, can you make the Flash Season 5 trailer template, please? Excuse me. I had an attempt at that last night, because I was using the Video Copilot 3D text thing that's not really 3D, and I really didn't like the look of it. The biggest issue with trying to do that title template is that it's chiseled text, and doing chiseled text in Cinema 4D or in any 3D program is really, really hard. Cinema 4D Release 20 has actually made it a lot easier with their spline fields, but guys, you would need the full version of Cinema 4D Release 20 in order for me to do that. We could do it natively in After Effects, but I really didn't like the look of it. I don't like doing 3D text in After Effects natively. Buzzy Boy says if you do a Fortnite storm effect, that would be Shui. I've never played Fortnite, nor have I ever seen any footage of Fortnite. I barely know what it is. Oh, look at this. Grant is amazing. Thank you very much. I'm not, but thank you. Joshua Winchester says, hey, could you do more supernatural effects? I'd have to watch the show first. I have not seen Supernatural since the first season. But I do like the effects that they do on that show, especially when they exercise a demon. That looks really, really cool. 9A Film says, talk in Doe voice. I'm guessing he means Doug voice. And how can I do that? I'm not Doug. Doug's real. Oh, what that's about? Doug's just sleeping in the corner there. Gareth Owen says, have you spoken to production Craig guys? No, I've never talked to them. They've liked a couple of my tweets, but I don't think I've ever seen them in the comment section of my videos. Deadman 2014 says, Grant vlog. I've done vlogs in the past. No one really watches them, so I tend to not do them unless I go to some sort of special event. I went to VidCon and I kind of didn't bother shooting a vlog because I thought it was really boring. There was a couple of highlights, like the launch party that they did was great, but for the most part it was too boring, and a lot of times I find vlogs pretty boring because someone's trying to make their everyday life interesting when it's not really. So they use stupid angles like this. Like, hey guys, today I'm going to the grocery store and I'm gonna buy myself some butter. Let's go! You know, that sort of stuff. It's alright, now I gotta put this friggin' thing back. Easy. Yes, and 99.9% of vlogs are that. There's nothing going on in the person's life, so they either create drama or create situations to make their vlog interesting, or they don't do anything at all. Oh, Jonathan Edward said, my favorite comment of your channel is when someone asked you how to do a backflip effect. That guy was asking about that for months, literally months. He was asking for me to do a backflip effect, and I'd always answer the same thing. When they do backflips in movies, they do the backflip, or they're on wires. It's not a digital effect. Zach the Maniac says you just described 95% of YouTube. I'd like to think that that's not the case, but it probably is. We have 1.9 billion concurrent users on YouTube. Think about that. 1.9 billion people at any given time are online on just this website alone. That's insane. So when you think about that, yeah, there's got to be a lot of repetitive content. Someone said, do a Last Airbender effect. Not from that actual movie, because I'm not watching that movie with the chick with the penis hair. And I love M. Night Shyamalan as a director, but he went off the beaten path really badly. Freaking Shui. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Oh, Barker's Pinhead's here. Greetings, greetings. Yes, I thought it'd be a good idea to actually schedule a stream this time. I don't know what that actually does, whether it puts a reminder in your sub feed or not. But we've pulled a few more viewers than we did last time, so I'm thinking that has actually happened. Now, oh, there's also I just want to address this really, really quickly as well. I think I've got a little bit more. There we go. Quality content. Hey Grant, can you do the newspaper hologram effect from the Flash? Yeah, maybe. What I'd really like to do is do a few 3D sets. I'd really love to build the time vault in its entirety, but I think I've started building it and I never finished it. DJ Nuts. It says he's cropping that belch for the sound effect archive. Now, funnily enough, guys, if you do actually join up on either the Patreon or the YouTube sponsor thing, the first sound effects pack that is exclusive to you is a fart and burp pack. I made it myself. Dr. Snipe says Supergirl is so hot. Yeah, she's not bad. You know what weirds me out a little bit with her outfit is that she clearly has padded delts there. Like these two muscles here are your deltoid muscles, and they clearly have padding there, and it's really obvious. It's the only thing I don't like about her suit. Now, I did get a really interesting email as well about the Star-Lord helmet effect. A very nice subscriber sent me his method, so I'm going to check that out. I've still got to reply to him because, like I said, I get a lot of emails, but he has a method for doing the Star-Lord helmet effect that I'm going to check out, and if that pans out, it probably will be a couple of episodes away, and I will be crediting him to the wazoo. Let's see, Joaquin Rostad said, can you please make a rotoscope tutorial for those who don't have a green screen? Now, I will say that Tobias over Surface Studio does have a really great rotoscoping tutorial. He's worked with Mocha and Boris Effects a few times. His last, he actually did an update video for Mocha 2019, I think a couple of days ago. You should really check his channel out first, but that's a great starting point. I was thinking that maybe I'd use Boris Effects' other plugin called Continuum and show you how to do some de-aging effects. But just let me know in the chat whether you'd be interested in showing how to do some de-aging effects. It's not going to be like Ant-Man and the Wasp and Civil War quality as far as de-aging goes, but it's still pretty cool. For anyone asking whether I saw the season 5 of The Flash, I did. Just check back with the archive when it finally comes through. Samuel Collins says, hey, I never actually got the certificate for the 30k film comp. I think I might have not sent out any of those. And then I come to think about it. I know I made the certificate, I just don't think I sent them out. I know I did for the 60k comp, but I think I might have forgotten. God, that was 2 years ago now, wasn't it? Ugh. That's embarrassing. Galahad Tonight said, have you seen Slender Man? No, I haven't. CW is ruining the titles. Titans, Okumo says. I don't know what that means. I thought Titans was on a different network. Yes, I'm reading your comment. Not very shui. Crypto says, why are people always asking stuff instead of trying it? Because I'm a tutorial channel, dude. People send requests, that's why. It's easier to request someone else to develop something than develop it yourself for the most part. It's alright. I'm just dying a little bit here. Venom title. You can get a font on a website. I have yet to find that font anywhere. I found something similar to it, but it's not completely it. Look, I've tried to make that Venom title template like 3 times, and it just looks bad. It's and it's not so much the font itself. Believe it or not, the letters just sort of fade in, and so it's not that. It's just making those particles move around is not the easiest thing to do. Let's see. ARS says, Club says, what do you think of Ukraine? I don't want to say this because it might sound insensitive, but I don't really have any thoughts about the Ukraine. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's nice. I hope it is. Grant, what is your brand? Get it? Haha. I don't get it. I'm sorry, guys. It's 6:56 a.m. and yeah. Now 9 a.m. says I made the flash ring. Good on you, dude. I saw that you actually made one yourself, and I thought it looks pretty cool. Lucas Cinema says, have you seen Naruto before? I haven't actually seen a single episode of Naruto. Just one of those ones that sort of slipped by me. And yes, I will be doing my own version of a flash ring effect. Can you do the Titan Starfire hair effect? I don't want to do any more hair effects. I just did the Killer Frost hair effect. As you can see, I'm not 100% suited to hair effects. Oh, Tyler01TV. Tyler L01TV, sorry. He'll expose me again. Is in the house. Now, guys, Tyler is the designer of the Hulk effect emoji. And he's actually also the designer of the My God shirt. So, what up, Tyler? He has actually got a fantastic exposed video on me as well. I love his exposed videos, and he's
back with another tutorial, guys.
So, check out Tyler's channel. I love his stuff. That big baby stuff, though, dude, that was creepy as hell. Nova Jumper says, Grant, love the Ant-Man car shrink effect. I'm buying a new Mustang this week, and the first thing I'm going to do when I get home is shrink it. Awesome. Love it. Now, if you are going to shrink your car and just use the footage as the basis of your shrunken car, you do want to get some footage just to look, maybe elevate your tripod and just sort of go from a little bit of a top-down perspective and shoot that as well. Because one thing I noticed when I shrunk my car down, you still can't see the roof of the car. And as far as the perspective goes, that wouldn't be the case. If you shrink something down, you should be able to see the roof of the car. So you need to get 2 different shots of the big car. One just parked normally, and the second one you need to just shoot it a little bit further up. I should just do a live stream one time where I'm just doing as many voices as I could possibly do. Like, I have no idea how many voices I can do. No idea. And there's a lot of stuff about Iron Man suits and a lot of stuff about Flash Season 5. But Flash Season 5, when did it come out? I was really hoping Legends of Tomorrow was going to come out this week, but that sucks. What else have we got here? Oh, hang on. I've just got to send a message to my wife to wake her up because it is... Okay. Just bear with me, guys. because I get absolutely no signal in here. So I'm just going to pop over to the door here and just send it. I'm probably going to jump off stream soon enough because Dexter will be waking up, but I know I said that last time. I'm just going to quickly send my wife a message to wake her up because she is shocking at trying to wake herself up. Just 1 second. Hey guys, I'm back. Now, Dexter is awake, so I'm probably going to close this out in the next couple of minutes. I can't bring him out here. It's absolutely freezing outside. And, yeah, he's not a morning person whatsoever. So, people are asking about Harry Potter effects, and they have been for a while. The only reason I haven't done Harry Potter effects is because movies keep coming out and shows keep coming out. So I'm just trying to stay on trend, so to speak. So I've always wanted to do Harry Potter effects. I do have some Harry Potter props over there. I'm just trying to find a time where they're actually, where there's like a space where I can do them. Yeah, it sucks. Sorry, I'll just answer this one last question here. Hi, Grant, I just wanted to use a cover song for the competition, but I don't know if it's legal to use cover songs. Unfortunately, I wouldn't use it because, yeah, unless it's royalty free, I can't let it into the competition because if you become a finalist, I can't broadcast that on the show without it being some sort of copyright thing. So if you can avoid using a cover song because it's still not covered under fair use, don't do it. What the hell? ARS Club says slip your dog ass. What? Furman Ridho says, is that your pet in your back? Yes, there's 3 dogs right there. They are always there when I'm doing film learning. DJ Nuckanut says, what about parody songs? I've done enough parody songs in my YouTube days that I don't think I've got a single one that's monetized. They always get flagged, so that's kind of your answer there. Todd Jason, the deadline for the Film Learnin 100k short film comp is November the 11th. That is the last day that you can submit anything. Kinsel says, thank you for the work from the Czech Republic. Wow. Yes, that's what I was talking about. As far as the using parody songs in a short, I don't know, because you're still using the backing music from a copyrighted track. Look, we'll see how it goes. Just if you've done it, submit it. Galahad the Knight is from Croatia. Wow, man. You guys are from all over the place. I'd be interested to see what the time is around a lot of these places. Because right now it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Gary Swan has asked, have you ever thought of doing eye effects since they are difficult due to the masking? White Walker eye. Well, I've just done the Killer Frost eye effects. I've also done a Changer eye effect. I've done a Thor eye effect. I've done a Flash Lightning eye effect. I've done a fair few eye effects on the show. So yeah, I have thought about doing IFX and I've done them. Okay, so there is a lot of time zones happening in the chat here. I'd pretty much say that, yeah, cover songs and parody songs, I wouldn't use them in the short film competition because I have said in the rules that it's got to be a royalty-free thing. So I think using any sort of parody or cover songs kind of violates the rules. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just saying it makes it easier on everyone. NDT TV Clips Reborn, another Film Learnin Elite member, has rejoined the chat, or not rejoined, has joined the chat. You can see him up there with the little green thing, and he's got a Grant Egghead right here. Welcome aboard, dude. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much for joining the channel. Turtle Power says, could you do a Godspeed suit appearance tutorial? Has he ever been on the show? Like, what is he? I don't know anything about Godspeed, unfortunately. ARS Club wants me to do a Russian accent. I don't know why you want me to do that. Solomon Barr says Aquaman tutorials in the works. I have no plans on doing Aquaman tutorials at the moment. I'm not entirely sure how they did it, but I'm pretty sure they replaced the hair in every single scene of that movie, which is insane. Sock Studio says, could you do a Stranger Things title effect? I might actually, on the next live stream, link you guys to a Stranger Things title template that I found that is amazing. There's a guy that actually does some title templates. He doesn't do a lot of them, but he did a Stranger Things one, and it's better than anything I could possibly come up with. Galahad also said Shazam tutorial. Yes, I've got one coming up. That actually might be the next episode of Film Learnin. I've just got to shoot the video with Dexter and myself. I'm not sure, but I think I'm just going to do a joke where I turn into Dexter instead. I honestly think that'll be easier because trying to get him to say Shazam, that ain't going to happen. Sorry, Joaquin Rhodes says thoughts on Shazam. I remain hopeful that it's good. The trailers paint it as looking pretty good and fun. I hope it is. I hope not all the fun stuff's in the trailer. I'm not a big fan of the bullying thing at the start, but that's just because generic bullies piss me off in movies. Like, why are they just... No. That's just a thing in movies, that bullies are just bullies for no reason. And for anyone who's asking about Venom, no, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, Jonathan Edward, Biff's fine. Biff is fine. Biff is like the seminal bully of the 80s. Biff is great. Okay? Biff's one of the best douchebag characters of all time. So, nothing against Biff at all. I think one of the best lines in any of the Back to the Future ones is where, from Back to the Future Part 2, where old Biff goes back to the 50s and he's just sitting in Biff 1950s car. And he just looks at him and goes, "Man, what the hell are you doing in my car?" That is one of my favorite things ever. Now, ARS Club says, how old are you? I'm 37. I'm turning 38 in 11 days. And Rulson says, how old is Dexter now? He is 2.5. He's going to be 3 in January. Bike Me Vay says, what do you think about the episode where the Flash had to run super speed throughout the episode with a nuclear bomb? That was the best episode of season 4, hands down. It actually made the rest of the season look crap by comparison. That's how good that episode was. If they had have made the rest of season 4 as good as that single episode, it would have been the best. It would have been the best season of the Flash ever since season 1. That was a masterpiece of an episode. Although it completely broke the continuity of how strong the Flash is. Zaria says, wow, you look a lot younger than my parents, but ain't. That's a terrible thing to say about your parents, dude. She said, can you do a Wave Rider CG model? Dude, I wish I could. I do not have the time to build an entire ship in CG when I do a weekly tutorial show. I know that's sort of a reoccurring answer, but it's the truth. Because that would take hours upon hours. Joaquin Rostad said, have you heard Kamikaze from Eminem? Have I? No, I haven't listened. That's the album name, so yeah. I haven't. Just excuse that burp. God, I feel like I'm friggin' DSP. Hang on. I gotta come over here and just snort into the mic. If anyone's ever seen a DSP stream, you'll get that that reference. That guy. Oh, he's a gross person. I have heard Killshot. That's the only one I've actually heard out of. I don't think it's even on the Kamikaze album, though. Lex Luthor head shave effect. Here you go. There's your tutorial. But just not that little bitch Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman. And Dexter's... Can you hear him? Yeah. There's 3 phases when Dexter wakes up. He wakes up and he just lays there and plays with his hair. Then there's every now and then he'll say something, and then the last one is he just keeps shouting until I go in there. Now he's saying, baby dinosaur Gruffalo, which are the 3 toys that he gets to keep in his bed. Furman Rideau says, do you have children? I have 1 son and 3 dogs. So yeah, I do. Dexter is my 2-year, nearly 3-year-old son. Guys, he is awake, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, sorry, I'll just answer this one. Tomas Muro says, do you ever get tired of dumb VFX requests? Every now and then I get tired of requests, but that's entirely my fault. I ask for requests all the time, so I can never truly get tired of it because it's what drives Film Learnin as a series. Requests. So I'm always grateful for it because the requests give me ideas of what the next episode could be or should be. So what I do get tired of is when people insist that it's there. Like they say, I've requested this 5 times. Why haven't you made it yet? Those are the ones that kind of annoy me because that's just rude. They can see that I'm producing content week in, week out, yet they believe that they should have special treatment. And they get a bit rude about it. Yeah, entitled, exactly. When someone believes that they're entitled to their request, that it needs to go first, that kind of bugs me. Because across the tutorial community, we're really doing our best to get these things done. So when people expect a certain tutorial all the time, or they expect their tutorial to be done first, that's just not the way it works. But Dexter is getting quite rambunctious at the moment, guys, so I'm going to jump off the stream. I think on the next stream we're going to try and do a tutorial live. Yes, and it's going to be the backflip tutorial. So, Ew, please marry my daughter. That's weird. Dude, I am married. In fact, in 3 weeks I'll have been married for 6 years. But Dexter is talking quite a bit, guys. Now, I will just say, make sure you head over to the... Alright, I'm just gonna... Make sure you head over to the Film Learnin... Oh, sorry. There we go. Make sure you head over to the filmlearnin.com website and download your entry pack for the Film Learnin 100k short film competition. If you can, head over to the Patreon page and check out the rewards there. Also, if you want to, and you want some of those sweet emojis, and you want one of those sweet badges to go next to your name when you're in the comment section, check out the YouTube sponsorships, guys. It helps out the channel, and it helps me get some more props and actually have a budget for this show. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to do this full-time one day. But I'll just pop back to camera again. Oh, there we go. But I'm just going to have to say goodbye for now, guys. And until I see you again, keep learning. Oh, by the way, thanks everyone for coming out to the stream. Loved interacting with you. And we'll definitely be doing it again next week. So... until I see you again, guys, bye-bye.